I get a lot of questions about how did you become a love coach, when you started becoming a love coach, how did things develop into you getting into this niche? And I wanted to go over my story just so that I would be able to put it out there. A lot of people love the video format. I've blogged about it, and so I'm just going to review the start, progression, and how I came to where I'm at today. So basically, in my early 20s, I was mainly into photography. So I received a certification in October of 2010 from the New York Institute of Photography for completing a course in professional photography. I studied different types of photography and how to create photos. I wanted to evoke curiosity and emotion in my photos, and I kept photos from magazine like perfume ads and fashion ads, giving me inspiration. I was very much into the photographic world at that time, and I wanted to do what I loved as well as be an inspiration. I thought this was going to be through photography. Um, so I felt empty when I wasn't able to feel purpose, and I felt like really attached to being a photographer and what that meant. I felt worthless when my life wasn't adding up to an overall successful vision for the future. Um, in February 2011, my mom passed away in the hospital. I kept visiting her in the hospital and saw her right before her death. She had been in the hospital for months and she was declining in her health. At that point, I was extremely angry, upset, and sad, and life seemed to be over at that time. And it became shockingly clear that I had to support myself and always I had to be able to support myself financially, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and physically from now on. Um, I contacted a reputable massage school and I took a tour of it. And I liked the people that I met there, and I decided to commit myself to completing a full year of being in their program. While I was in massage school, I took a Reiki class, which was considered an elective in the massage school program, and you had to take an elective in order to graduate. So I took a Reiki class, and this was my introduction to energy healing, and I had never done it before, but I was open-minded going into it and learning. I ended up receiving the perfect attendance award at graduation. I never missed a day. I did all of this while keeping my night stocking job at a store, and I made a big decision at a very low point in my life. I knew I had to move on to better things. I learned about how to positively influence people on a physical level. I learned a lot about energy in the body as a result of learning massage therapy. And I learned that people hold on to emotions in their bodies. I also learned that I was able to positively influence people's lives. And this was the very beginning of my progression into love coaching, being able to understand that I really could make a difference. It was very powerful to me. It was a very powerful revelation at that point. So as we progress, um, I wanted to help people and change their lives. And in 2012, after completion of massage school, I studied psychic development and took classes from a psychic. And she received many accreditations and certifications relating to energy medicine, psychic development, mediumship, and meditation. She had worked with incredible mediums, and she was also listed in two reputable psychic directories. And in 2013, I got accepted into the International College of Metaphysical Theology's complete degree program. I felt like I was gaining a lot of knowledge, but sometimes it was hard to relate to the average person. I solved a lot of my problems and felt more confident with the progression of my life. I felt that my relatability seemed to be lacking with people. It was very lonely at times to not be connected with a community that was supportive and understanding. Between 2012 and 2013, I had stopped seeing two guys because they were showing signs of abuse. I had seen one guy, and then I had stopped seeing that guy, and then I started seeing another guy, and then I stopped seeing him. So it was at two different times within that time period. It was both verbal and mental abuse, bordering into physical abuse. One of the guys I had been seeing for about 1 month or 2 months in 2012. And the other guy was a little bit older, and I had started seeing him after cutting ties with the short relationship that I had. We had been seeing each other off and on for about 9 months. I had taken a stand and ceased contact with these men entirely. I felt that it needed to be done, and I made the decision to move on from that point. It meant that I needed to start over again, and for me at that point it was scary. I still wanted to further myself and learn more. I wanted to feel accomplished and not let these negative experiences get me down. So I went on to sign up for a membership to an online community of psychics in 2013. I learned from many psychics and received my own psychic readings. And in the middle of summer in 2014, I started working in this community as a psychic myself. I also went on to become a Reiki master teacher in 2014. The teacher that I had learned from was trained in over 30 healing modalities, had written 25 manuals for training courses, and was listed in the book Top 100 Psychics in America. So she was an amazing person, amazing expert in this field. I felt like I had gained much more knowledge and was more confident in what I was able to offer clients. I was, however, unfulfilled on a personal level in regards to relationships, and this brought about unhappiness that was difficult to deal with. Sometimes knowledge does not equal happiness when you've been battling something that you have not yet overcome. In my case, I did not have a love relationship that brought me fulfillment at this point. I rested easy knowing that I had accomplished more than I had ever thought that I could within the past 2 to 3 years. But I knew that I had more to learn in regards to love and manifesting my own worthwhile relationship in love. I looked for someone who was compatible and that understood my work in relationship to spirituality, metaphysics, energy healing, and psychic development. And when things felt hard and that I had reached a dead end, I searched for a way to knowledge. It was either the right information or the right person to help me understand what went wrong. And when I was not being valued in my relationships, I left them and did not consider them an option again. I rebuilt myself up again, and I knew what my goal was and adjusted myself accordingly. I wanted to find a partner, someone that I felt fit together with what I stood for and who I was. And in going towards the end of how I arrived to this point of becoming a love coach, as we go forward between 2014 and 2016, I wanted to conquer my love life as well as continue helping men and women in their own love lives. I felt whole as a person, but frustrated that I hadn't found someone that shared interests, compatibilities, and life goals. I continued helping men and women online in their love lives. I received many 5-star reviews. I was so happy to be guiding and assisting people to love success. On the other hand, in the middle of the summer in 2015, I was dumped by a man that I had been seeing. It was brutal. We could have had great times together, but our life goals didn't match. It was crushing for me to start over again. I was thankful for the good head on my shoulders. I was willing to start over, and I was willing to change. I was willing to pivot. I knew that from helping many men and women with their own love lives, that we are the ones that determine where we go next. And around the end of 2016, I finally met a new guy. We met at a dog park, and I brought the cute dog that I had at the time. I was wearing a diamond sweatshirt and gray yoga pants at the time of our first date. I had a better outlook on life at this time since I had been working on my mindset with a program that helped me in relation to my success and my goals. And we kept seeing each other, and we're excited to spend more time together. We arranged meetups when I got off of work. He lived about an hour away at the time, and sometimes I would drive out of my way to see him. I would get super exhausted between juggling my work and arranging my time to hang out with him. And I had finally conquered love in August of 2018. This was like my huge breaking point. Breakthrough. This was like a huge breakthrough for me. The same guy that I had met around the end of 2016 is the one that asked me to be with him for the rest of our lives, and we are still engaged to this day. We now have a house together. He continues to tell me that he loves me every day. I worked to balance my career endeavors with my love life, and I still do. In 2017, I worked on a different online platform helping men and women in their love lives while still accumulating 5-star reviews. And in the middle of the summer in 2018, I completed the bachelor's degree program from the International College of Metaphysical Theology in metaphysics. And last year, I planned and did so many fun things with my fiance. I am extremely grateful that we did them, because with the state restrictions in place and the quarantine that happened, we can't plan a lot of trips, and we couldn't really go to many places. That was more towards the spring and the beginning of June, but we did do a couple of trips. So I'm excited for the growth in our relationship and for the many years that we have ahead of us. I'm also excited for the growth in my career and what I have learned, and I keep continuing to learn in order to help men and women conquer their own love lives. And so that is how I got to this point through the years. I've had a very unique blend of experience and unique teachers and just run-ins with myself with love and like what it means and everything. So I bring a lot to the table in terms of understanding relationships in a new way. If you do want to connect with me, you are welcome to at sarah@ultimatelovemanifestation.com. Drop me a line, send me an email. I am here for you. Thank you.